Hi, hello, vanakkam, and welcome back to Little Slaw YouTube channel. So, in our previous videos, we were seeing about the basics of Python, like what is or how to print the Python variables and how to declare the variables, and we saw about the comments. And then in our second video, we saw about what are the command for declaring a variable and what is a casting, and then we declare how to get the type of variable, and then we saw about the single and double quotes to declare a variable, and then we saw about the case sensitive part that is used in Python, and then we even saw about what are the do's and don'ts of the variable names, that is how to declare or how to not declare a variable name, and then we saw about the assigning the values for multiple value variables and assigning one value for multiple variables and assigning many values for many variables, and then we saw about unpacking a collection at the end. So in this video we will see the continuation of this Python variable section. And before we move on to the video, this is me, your Shanmugam. I request you all to subscribe to Little's Law YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to Little Slaw YouTube channel and do support us. So let's now see the output of variables or output variables in this video, and we'll see various other sections in this video. So first, to start with outputting the variable, we all know that when we declare a variable or when we declare a variable, we use it to print the values, and let me assign a value for that, which is welcome to Little Slaw, and I'm giving it as a string, since we all know anything that comes inside a single quote or double quote is a string, and I'm printing it as x. And when I'm running it, so here we can see that welcome to Little Slaw has been printed, and there is one more thing, which is we can print the value separated by comma, and we will see that in this example. So when I'm giving it as x is equal to welcome and y is 2, and then finally z is equal to Little Slaw, then when I'm printing it all like x comma y comma z, so the separator is the comma, and when I'm printing x comma y comma z, and here you can see that the value comes here, which is welcome to Little Slaw with a proper space in it. So this is how we can output the variables. And there is one more thing, which is, for example, so we have all these variables here. So what we can do is, when I'm giving us x plus y plus z, and let's see what happens here. And before that, let me give a comment, which is printing the values with plus in the middle, or to connect the values. And let's see how does this work. And here we can see the values have come with no space in the between. So this is how the x comma and x plus works. And let's now go to the next example. So the next example, let's see how does the plus operator works with the plus mathematical operator works with the variables. So let me give as x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 10, and when I'm printing x plus 5, so let's see what happens. And before that, let me enter a comment in here, which is I'm going to add x plus y, and let's see what happens. So I'm running the script, and here we can see x plus y is equal to 15. So since this is an integer, we can see the values has been added, which is like 10 plus 5. If they are declared as string, here we can see what, here we'll see what happens. Here we can see 5, 10, which is they are added as a string rather than as an integer, and that's how the data types and the variables work in here. And let's try one more example. So what we're going to do is x is equal to 5 and y is equal to Little's law, and let's add both of them and let's see how does this work. So let me add x plus y, and let us see how does it work. So here we can see we were not able to add the integer with a string, but there is another option which is x comma y, and let's see what happens here. And when I'm running it, here we can see 5 and Little's law come next to next, so the plus will not work here. So let me just add the comment here. So the plus symbol will not work between a integer and string, but at the same time x comma y works, since comma works, or it helps to add between an integer and a string. So this is how it works. So a plus symbol between an integer and a string will not work, but it works by using a comma symbol. So let's now move on to the next example, which is the global variables example, and let's see how does it work. So far I think you would have understand everything which I have told you. So please do try this in your mission, only then it will be easy for you to remember. It will help you to understand what do we discuss in this video. And now let's see the global variables. So these global variables are created outside of a function, and since they are created outside of the function, they are called as global variables and they can be used. So these will be created outside the function and they can be used by everyone, both inside the function and outside the function. So let's see how to create a variable outside a function and use it inside the function. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a value which is x is equal to Little's law. So I have created outside the function. So now this is a global variable, and now I'm defining a function. So for that I'm giving def, which is defining a function, which is my function, and then I'm entering a colon. So this is to close the line. So once you enter a colon, you automatically get the proper indentation. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to print the value, which is YouTube channel name is, and then I'm going to use the operator plus, since we are going to add or we are going to print the string after the string, so it is easy for us and it will work if we use this model. So what I'm going to do now is YouTube channel is and plus x, and finally I'm going to print, or I'm going to call the function which is my function, and let's see what happens. So when I run this script, and here we can see, so let's wait, here we can see YouTube channel name is Little's law, and this is how the global variable works. So what we have did is we have declared a variable outside the function and we have called it inside another function, and then we have called the function, so automatically the value has been print here. So if we create a variable with the same name inside the function and this variable is local, for example, if I'm creating a variable inside the function, this is local variable, and can be only used inside the function, and when the global variable with the same name will remain as it was global and with the original value. So let's run and see how does this work. So what I did is I have declared, or I have created a variable with the same name which I have created outside the function, the global variable, and this is a local variable. And let's see, so here we can see the YouTube channel name is a local variable, and this is how it works. So if I try to print this same statement outside the function, let's see what happens. So here you can see inside the function the value is local variable, and outside the function the value is the global variable, and this is how it works. So local variable works only inside the function, and the global variable works outside the function, and this is how the global variable and the local variable works. So far we saw about this global variable, and let's now see the global keyword and how does this work. So normally when we create a variable inside a function, so any variable created inside a function is inside comma, that variable is local and can be used only inside the function. So to create a global variable inside a function, we'll have to use the global keyword. So let's see that in this example. So what we're going to do now is we're going to define another function, which is my function. Then I'm giving this colon, and then I'm declaring a variable with the keyword global. So declaring a variable with keyword global, and then I'm giving the value as x is equal to global. And now we have come out of the function, and I'm calling the function now, and then I'm again printing the value, and let's see how it works. So the variable is x. So let's see how does it work. So here we can see the variable is global. So that's how this global keyword works, because even though we have given it inside a function, but still, since we have declared this as a global keyword, the value has automatically changed into a global variable. So let's see this with another example. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to enter a real global value. So the same example, I'm just going to give a value which is global outer, and then we have this value is global inside. So global outside and global inside, and let's see what happens. So even though we have declared the value as global, and let's see what happens here. So here we can see the value is being override by the global variable, and here we can see the value is global inside has been printed in this particular statement. So with this we understood that how does this global keyword works. So I believe this video would have been very useful to you. We will discuss about Python data types in our next video. So until we meet you in our next video, it's bye from Vasan Shanmugam and Little Slop. Please do subscribe to our channel, like, comment your questions and feedbacks in the comment section.